What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another edition of the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. It's the Sports Web here on a Monday night after, of course, the Bucs lose on Thursday night to the Atlanta Falcons. So how do we start off the show? Let's just get it out of the way here, shall we? Bring your passion, bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. Once again, I'm your host, Peter Blake, your Rolex reporter. What time is it? It's my time, and of course, for fans of the Sports Web, the Tampa Bay sports fan, especially you Go Bucs fans, it's your time. On tonight's show, we will have Mr. Harry the Greek, professional handicapper extraordinaire. And at 9:30, we will have Mike Cairns of Spectrem Sports 360 coming into the Evolution of Sports Talk Television at 9:30. We'll read your comments. We'll hear your complaints. As, of course, a lot of disappointed Bucs fans, I get it, I understand, as they fall to the Atlanta Falcons 29-28. And we'll just start out with what Todd Bowles had to say after the game here on the Evolution.
What do you tell them in the locker room after a game like this?
It's inexcusable. You don't make excuses. You got to care enough where the hurts. You got to care enough where the shit hurts. It gotta mean something to you. It's more than a job. It's your livelihood. How well do you know your job? How well can you do your job? Well, you can't sugarcoat that shit. It was in the excusable, and there's no answer for it. There's no excuse for it. That's what you tell them in the locker room. Look in the mirror.
So there you go. That's what Todd Bowles had to say. Whatever you think about those comments, that's how he felt. He's calling out his players. A lot of people say, well, he doesn't necessarily know. He's basically saying he doesn't know how to change this, but it better change soon because the Bucs did get some good news. I get it. Everybody thinks the sky is falling. The season's over with. Sorry. 3 more games left to go, whether you like the season or not, as the Saints sweep the Panthers this year. They take care of the Panthers on Sunday. So now the Bucs are back in first place in the NFC South. And here's how it would work. The Bucs win the next 2 games. They win the NFC South. If they lose to the Panthers and the Panthers beat Seattle, the Bucs are done. If it so happens that the Bucs do lose and Carolina does beat the Bucs, but they lose to Seattle, guess what? It comes down to the last game of the season at Raymond James Stadium. For the next 2 games here, you see it right there on the right-hand side. I hear it from Bucs fans all the time. Where do we go to watch a Bucs away game? It's at Tampa Joe's, 9316 Anderson Road in Tampa. Great food, great atmosphere. And of course, if you want to be a part of the evolution of sports talk television, you get down there. Again, 9316 Anderson Road in Tampa. What is the Sports Web if this is the first time you're tuning into it? It's a cross between a radio and television show without the station. It streams to multiple platforms, whether it's Facebook, whether it's YouTube, whether it's LinkedIn Live, whether it's Instagram Live, Twitter, all over the place. It's like your Tampa Bay college game day special where webheads and Tampa Bay sports fans alike can be a part of that show, of this show, where you can say what you want to say, whether it's fire Todd Bowles, which we've heard a lot about, whether you think the Bucs stink at this point. You can say that here on Sunday. We'll start you out about 11:30, get you ready for your pregame show as the game is at 1 o'clock. And throughout the day, we got you covered, Bucs fans, whether it's your pre, half, and post-game edition. If that wasn't enough, of course, let's go out to our other sponsor, and that would be Up the Block Barbershop. You don't have to go far. It's Up the Block Barbershop, 4946 Moog Road in Holiday, Florida. You like the beard trim? You like the fade? You like the haircut? Go out there, see my favorite barber, Ricky, and all the great and talented barbers at Up the Block Barbershop, and tell them Peter Blake, the Rolex reporter, sent you. So without further ado, let's go out to my co-host. Let's see what he thought about the game. Let's see what he thought about Todd Bowles. Let's see what he thinks about this Tampa Bay Buccaneers season in general. Mr. Harry the Greek, here we go. Professional handicapper extraordinaire. I know you absolutely killed it. And of course, congratulations to your Chicago Bears as they got 10 wins on the season. And I'll throw this out there. This is the reason why a lot of Bucs fans want to fire Todd Bowles if whether he wins the NFC South, what the Bears have been able to do with a first-year coach and Ben Johnson has been tremendous. So congratulations to you so far. Welcome to the evolution. How are you doing on this Monday night, my friend?
Peter, what's happening, man? Really nice to be here on a Monday evening with you. What's going on, brother?
Listen, we're all talking about what Todd Bowles had to say. You heard the comments coming in. You saw the game. Just give me your general analysis of the Bucs and that disappointing loss to the Atlanta Falcons. And let's just put it out there at this juncture. What did you think of Todd Bowles in those comments? Was that a cop-out? Was that throwing his team underneath the bus? What did you think? Once again, welcome to the Sports Web.
I have to be honest with you, Peter. This is the first time that I have ever seen Todd Bowles ever come unhinged like that. It's just not characteristic of him. I think they caught him at a moment where he was most vulnerable, and it shows you the passion that the guy has. Some people say, well, he didn't take accountability, but Baker did. Look, man, everybody's entitled to have a bad game. Everybody's entitled to feel the way they're going to feel. And after so much time of watching this team continue to lose the way they have been losing, I'd be a little bit frustrated too. I wouldn't read too much into the comments that they made other than the fact that the guy is passionate. But typically, Peter, when coaches get to that point, it's usually meaning that they're at the end of their career with that particular organization.
Yeah, you kind of feel like, again, something is off right now with this team. It's been the defense the whole time. I mean, listen, you can't give up a 3rd and 28. You can't give up a 4th and 14. That's disappointing. You don't have a consistent pass rush enough. I will say that the offense, I think they've had their fair share of problems, but you see some
Baker's hurt, Peter.
Yeah, Baker's hurt. The offensive line is hurt. Your wide receiver.
He shouldn't have played for 2 weeks during that losing streak, and you would not be in this position. Okay, someone has to finally have the how do I put it? The balls to turn around and say, "Hey, man, you got to sit." It's just as simple as that. But he's a gamer, and people say, "Oh, they love that." Look, man, this is Cleveland. This is deja vu. What happened in Cleveland? Identical, Pete. Okay, all you're going to see is a regression from this quarterback if he doesn't get the proper amount of rest. But you have no choice now but to go out there and play him if you want to make it to the playoffs this year. None.
All right, I want to go out to the comments here because our webheads mean something. Our Tampa Bay sports fan means something. We care about you, whether I agree or disagree. The phone lines are always open. 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Again, I'm going to throw it out there. Tampa Joe's on Sunday for the next 2 weeks. Bucs win both of those games. Where you want to go? You want to stay at home? You want your finger up your nose? Stay at home. Save your money. But if you want to come out to Tampa Joe's, it's not that much. I'll buy you a sampler. By the way, if you mention the Sports Web and the Rolex Reporter, you get 15% off your bill. Let's go out to Eric. Eric, welcome to the Evolution, leading it off here tonight with Harry the Greek.
Yeah. Bring your passion, bring your excitement. Don't bring no nonsense in here.
Don't bring no nonsense. That's right. Don't bring no nonsense. Go ahead.
We might
Eric.
have some today.
Okay, what's the nonsense?
What is you guys panic meter right now?
0.
There's no panic.
Between 1 to 10.
There's no panic. 0 at this point. There's no panic because the season's not over. As I've said this before time and time again, I'm going to keep this in perspective. And to Bucs fans out there who think this is the worst season of all time, watch Raise the Flags on Amazon Prime. That will give you some perspective. It's not worse than 2013. It's not worse than 2009. It's not worse than 2014 at this point. Again, everybody's living for the moment. You got to go back to it, and you've got to understand that there have been worse seasons. Is it embarrassing to lose to the New Orleans Saints? Is it embarrassing to lose to the Atlanta Falcons? Of course. But as I said before, and I'll say it again, I'm going to let the season play out because I'm not giving away lottery numbers at this point. I'm not going to win the lottery, and I'm not a psychic, so I don't know what's going to happen at this point. If they lose this,
can't give me my fortune, Peter.
I cannot.
Look at my palm, please.
Right, I see your palm.
You see Baker Mayfield there?
I see a long life of Bucs wins coming up here in the next couple of weeks, especially.
As simple as that. You see?
Right, exactly.
Hey, Peter, why aren't we talking about the obvious?
I have a question for you. I have a question for you guys.
All right, Eric, go ahead. Yes.
One question. That's it, Eric. Make it a good one.
Shut up.
Do you guys really think it's going to happen this rest of the year? And what do you think is going to happen this off season? And do you guys really think
I don't want to answer that, Peter.
Will be made?
Why am I talking about the off season? Peter, I'm done with the conversation, please.
Okay, all right, Eric, I'll tell you what do you think is going to happen the next 3 games?
Who cares?
No.
I'm losing my mind. I'm listening to people talking about the off season. This team is in first place, damn it. They're in first place. All they have to do is win 2 games. It's over.
The Saints won. That's why.
Oh, okay, but yes, I know.
Why are we talking about the offseason?
Because this is what fans want to talk about. So, Eric, the
offseason.
You obviously think. Eric, you obviously think they're going to lose out. Is that correct?
No, No, because I got a question here. Do you think Bo's lost the locker room, or do you think the players lost the
No,
locker room?
I don't think he's lost the locker room. Eric, I appreciate the call. Thank you. Yeah, I don't.
I'm sorry. I can't do that. If you guys want to bring that tonight, don't bother. Please, don't bother. Your team's in first place. Okay, you've had a bad stretch.
Doesn't matter.
You've had a bad
They
stretch.
don't have 10 or
Get
11
behind
players.
this team. Their defense isn't
They
playing
play
all that
in
well.
the
But you know what? This offense is formidable.
They play
This
in a terrible
offense.
division.
Listen, this offense is formidable.
I agree.
But, okay, the offense is still can put up points on the board. You know what? Talk to me in the next 3 games and tell me how bad you want to fire the coach still. Okay?
And that's, again, this is my whole point of contention, what I've said. Let's
Jesus
all let
Christ, this could be this franchise could be the New York Jets, you know?
Well,
You could be the Arizona Cardinals.
I hope not.
How about the Kansas
You
City?
could be the Washington Commandos.
You want to be the Kansas City Chiefs. You lose Patrick Mahomes, and not only that, you're not in contention for a playoff run. Although you won 3
You could be
Super
the Green
Bowls.
Bay Packers without Micah Parsons.
There you go, right there. As you laugh, right there is the Chicago Bear fan. Let's go out to Trevor. Trevor, welcome to the Evolution.
What's up, Trevor? How you doing, brother?
I'm doing well. I'm finally in a somewhat decent mood. I'll be honest with you guys. After that game Thursday, I was in a foul mood for
I can't blame
2
you.
days.
I get it. Bad taste. Another bad
Like,
loss.
Third and 14, you're running the football.
Mm,
I don't get it.
I even got into it with somebody.
Second and 14.
Social
Second
media.
and 14. Sorry, thank
I'll
you.
never do that, and that's how I knew I was upset. But I'm better now though.
Okay, so with that being said, how do you feel about this team? Are you confident with this team? How do you feel about? I know you don't feel good about that loss at this point, but do you feel like Todd Bowles has lost this locker room? What did you think of Todd Bowles' comments? Because I know there's a lot of Bucs fans out there think it's a cop out and believe that he's throwing his players underneath the bus, but maybe he's calling his players out in the media to light a fire on them. Maybe that's what it is. Who knows? Maybe that's and here's the thing. Damned if you do, damned if you don't, because all we hear throughout the season here, Harry and Trevor, is how unemotional Todd Bowles is. And then Todd Bowles gets emotional and everybody's like, oh my God, he's too emotional. Wait. It's like you can't win at this point. Go ahead, Trevor.
Yeah, they don't, they don't pay these head coaches enough money. But anyway,
Yes.
as far as losing the locker room, I don't think he lost the locker room. Look, a loss like that leaves a bad taste in your mouth. It just really it just wrecks you emotionally. So I'm willing to give him a pass if he so-called got out of character, because hell, the fans were pissed. I mean, we were all pissed, right? So I could imagine being on that coaching staff or being on that team after that loss. Like I would have been livid. You know what I mean? Like,
Bro, Lovie Smith would have been cursing after that game.
yeah,
Tony Dungy would have been dropping F-bombs after that game. And those two never do. Neither does Todd Bowles.
Yeah. That was a Dennis Green type of moment. We are who we thought they are, and we let them off the hook. That's what those. So I don't care who you are.
That was my favorite press conference, by the way.
Everybody talks about how football is an emotional sport. Well, it don't get no more emotional than to blow that lead in the fourth quarter and then be upset about it. So, I get it from that standpoint. And then as far as us, the rest of the season, look, man, offensively, I feel a little bit better now that we got Mike back and, we got Jalen McMillian back. You could kind of tell, the offense just took another gear from on Thursday versus what it was like the last couple games.
Trevor, I'm going to interrupt you for a second. I'll tell you what, I thought they were going to be decoys. I really did. McMillan and Evans, pitch counts decoys. Are you kidding me? Every other ball, Mike Evans. Every other ball, McMillan. Oh, my God. It was just unbelievable. I was like, wow.
The offense goes through Mike Evans. I've always said that, and that's exactly what this offense is missing. Whether he's getting the ball or not, he's able to draw those double teams, and he's able to draw those pass interference calls, and those are huge at the end of the day. So going throughout the season, and look, traditionally, Mike Evans has always had big games versus the Carolina Panthers. So let's see what happens on Sunday, guys. This This is the situation maybe you don't necessarily want, but it's all in front of you at this point. You win the next 2 games, you win the NFC South. I know it's not, 10, 11, 12, 13 wins like everybody else, but if you win the division, you get into the playoffs, you never know what's going to happen. You get in. Just get in at this point.
Just get in the tournament, yeah.
That's it. Get in.
My concern Sunday is obviously the defense, right? I mean, here's the thing. I've watched Carolina carefully this year, almost as like I've been watching the Bucs all season. They are very physical up front.
Oh, yes, they are.
They can run the ball really well. I know the Saints kind of like tried to take Rico Dowdle out of the game and put it on Bryce. But let me tell you something about Bryce. He has improved a lot. I've seen him make some pretty good throws, moving around in the pocket, making some nice throws, able to scramble and run around. So if they think that he's just going to go over there and just stink it up, like oh well, he's just a young quarterback. Let me tell you something. He has improved a lot, and that's my biggest concern is the run game and some of those scramble drills that Bryce Young's able to do, and also he's a very accurate thrower. Like there's times where
he's definitely thrown the ball a lot better this year since he's been drafted. But I'll be honest with you, I seen this coming from last year. Before the season started, I said the only team that could give the Buccaneers any kind of a run for their money was who, Peter?
Carolina Panthers.
Where did I say Atlanta was going to finish?
You said they finished third.
Third or fourth, but third more than likely.
Yeah, I think it's third. Nobody picked the Saints to win this division at all.
Nobody did, but it's look, Carolina is not supposed to win this division. All the pressure's on Carolina, believe it or not, because they're the ones that blew that game against the New Orleans Saints.
Yes.
Yeah,
they're the ones that blew that game. They had a chance to be a game up in this division. Instead,
did they get swept by the New Orleans Saints, by the way?
Yes, they did.
They got swept. Yeah. So
is
that bad coaching? Should you fire Dave Canales?
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Can I interject real quick?
Sure, please.
Here's the thing. And y'all, if I'm an idiot, just tell me I'm an idiot, okay? But here's how I look at it. To me, when you've consistently won a lot, which in my opinion we have over the last 5 to 6 years.
Yes.
Am I crazy to think that maybe we just need to identify our weaknesses on the team, which obviously for us is our front seven? Is it crazy instead of firing the coach, maybe it was like, hey, let's go into the offseason, let's sign some free agents, let's draft some better players and fix the defense instead of firing somebody.
Wait
I mean,
am
I stupid?
I say, how about a normal draft and just get healthy? I'd do it for me in a heartbeat.
You mean actually retool instead of rebuild? You mean actually instead of firing Todd Bowles and Jason Light like a lot of these Bucs fans want and just start over again? You actually want to retool with what you have. You actually want to go after an edge rusher, a veteran edge rusher. You want to draft. You actually want to do something like that.
Peter,
you
want to fall into the abyss for the next 5 years,
like the Cleveland Browns or the New York Jets or the Arizona Cardinals or and again, I'm not saying there won't be a coaching change if you don't win out because
you want to see a team with offensive challenges.
Mm-hmm.
You want to see what a team with offense? You just need to look no further than the Cleveland Browns. You want to talk about a defense?
Yeah,
and I'll tell you what, man, when it's 0 degrees and your offense can't move the ball, even the defense is like, I don't want to be out here either.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me. That
it's no fun being in the cold all day.
That's an abomination.
Well, what a waste of great talent because you got Myles Garrett and he could have been traded and he decided to take a contract extension and he's proving that he is the best defensive player in the game, but he's not
close.
I mean, it's not. But would you rather be the Cleveland Browns? Trevor, appreciate the call. As always, use the second.
Trevor, thanks, man. And by the way, Shedeur Sanders, no bueno, senor.
Oh, you mean he's not the next coming of?
No, there's a reason why he was drafted. Look, this has nothing to do with race. It has nothing to do with stereotype. It has nothing to do with anything. The guy eventually could be a formidable quarterback in the National Football League. Here's the reality. He holds the ball longer than Justin Fields does.
That's a problem.
No, that's a really big problem.
Right.
Okay. Can he develop into somebody? Yeah, because Stefanski knows how to develop quarterbacks, but unfortunately, not behind that offensive line.
Well, not behind that offensive line. And then again, you're going to have fans screaming for Stefanski to be fired. And once again, they're going to have a new system, a new coach, a new GM.
They're not going to fire Stefanski this year.
We'll see. We'll see.
No, they won't. They can't. That defense is too good.
Ownership is not good with that team. That's the difference.
No, you know what's even worse? It's on the other side of Ohio. It's called the Cincinnati Bengals. Did you see what they did? They had all that snow. Did you know that they didn't even clear the snow out for the fans, even in the hand? Did you read that, Peter?
I did not. No.
They never cleared the snow out off the seats, their employees. They let the fans do it for the handicapped people and everything else. That's an organization that doesn't give a damn about their
exactly. You could be the
fans.
Cincinnati Bengals. How about that? You could be the Cincinnati Bengals. You go to the Super Bowl 1 year, and then after that, you never see the light of day again. I mean, again, I'm just going to keep it in perspective.
Didn't mean to get fired up, but I cannot stand.
I love when you're fired.
When people want to start talking about the off season. Nobody. You want to talk about the off season? Let's talk about the New York Jets.
Right.
Let's talk. You can't even talk about the offseason with the Miami Dolphins. They're still breathing life to get into the playoffs.
Talk about the Tennessee Titans. Let's talk about their offseason because they're one of the worst teams in the league. You want to talk about the offseason with the Bucs? When they're eliminated, then we can talk about the offseason. How about that? All right, let's go out to the webheads, and then we'll get Mike Cairns on here. Well, I guess we won't. We'll go out to Alex. Alex, go ahead.
Hey, what's up, Alex?
What up, guys? Hey, guys. First of all, I hope you guys are having a great week. Hey, listen. So I watched a video not that long ago, and I'm sure you guys have seen it.
Were the people in the video dressed or not?
10 Tampa Bay. Wait, hear me out. 10 Tampa Bay, Evan Klosky. I'm sure you guys all know who he is. He's on the JP Peterson show. He's a great guy.
Couldn't tell you who he is.
He posted a video, and I have to agree with your last caller. And if you get the moment, go watch the video. Everything I ever said negative about Todd Bowles, I take away in about 2 seconds. I'm going to tell you why. Todd Bowles is not calling a bad defensive play calling at all. And I'm just talking about the defensive side of the ball. I'm not talking about offense. I'm talking about defense because obviously 3rd and 14 or 4th and long has been the issue this season. The problem is I take the blame back to the GM because you have the players who cannot execute the play calling. Here's the play that was on the video. The play that was on his video was I think it was a 3rd and long. Jamel Dean is playing tight coverage. He's doing his job. I don't recall who was on the right side of the ball. Who is supposed to be doing the same play. I think it's a coverage 2 and then a drop back. Well, he fails to drop back. So he gets burnt and he gets beat, and that's a first down. The problem is I guess what I'm saying is Todd Bowles is not the issue. I take back everything negative I ever said about Todd Bowles. I take it back after I saw that one video.
Wow.
It truly is because we have not drafted or we don't have the talent, which is why everyone has questioned why Jason Light didn't either A, go at the deadline to pick up something to help the defense, or X, Y, and Z. We just don't have the talent to play what Todd Bowles is calling on defense. I think he's calling great stuff. I think he's calling the right plays that are supposed to keep us from a 4th and long or a 3rd and long, but you don't have the talent to execute. So, no, I agree with your last person who called. Letting go of your head coach and doing a reset or a rebuild or whatever you want to call it is an absolutely terrible idea. And it took me till that, and I know it sounds stupid, and I know I think we've all had our moments where I've said fire Todd Bowles, and I think you and me have even got into it, Peter Blake, and again, I appreciate you guys, but it took me till that video to realize that Todd Bowles is not the issue. We just don't have the talent to execute X, Y, and Z. So don't tear everything apart. Don't fire Todd Bowles. even if we don't win the division for whatever reason, we don't make the playoffs, I truly take back everything I said. I don't think firing and doing a full rebuild is going to solve the solution.
Good point.
If you decide that you want to put Todd Bowles as a defensive coordinator, I don't know, but I'm not blaming Todd Bowles on any of this. We just don't have the talent to execute X, Y, and Z on the defensive side of the ball.
All right, Alex. Appreciate
thank
the
you,
call,
guys.
my
Thanks for
friend.
the call, man.
All
But I
right.
want a chance to respond to what he was
Yes,
saying.
and then we'll
Alex,
get
thanks
to
for the
Mike
call.
Carnes from
I know,
Spectrem
I see
Solutions.
Mike in the back. We're going to be right
Yes.
with you, guy. Listen, that's all well and good, but let's take a look. You're talking about, well, can Todd Bowles go ahead and start coaching the defense again? How's that working out? For not Ben Johnson, but for Campbell up in Detroit. He fires his head coach, his offensive coordinator. Now he's calling them. Now they're in a virtual. They're virtually not in the, possibly not going to make the playoffs this year. You can't do that. You got to let coaches and your people around you go ahead and coach.
Yeah.
It's nice to know that he's not really blaming Todd Bowles, but ultimately it's his football team. So ultimately it's his responsibility to make sure that people are playing. I've been saying it for 4 weeks, Peter. It's a personnel issue. Okay. They can't contain to the inside. These people and the running backs, it's continued. If it was only 1 week, I'd say, yeah, 2 weeks is fine. It's 7 consecutive weeks in a row. They cannot contain runners to the inside. Anyway, that's all I got to say on it. Let's go ahead and get the guest in.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get on Mr. Mike Carnes here from Spectrum Sports 360. See this guy all the time in the press box. Wanted to have him on, see what he thinks about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Let's go out to him as live, my friend, right there at work. We appreciate you joining us here on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. How you doing tonight, my friend?
Doing great. It's great to see you guys. What's going on tonight, huh?
Well, we're talking about, we're trying to dissect this Bucs loss at this point. Of course, the Saints gave the Bucs some help there with beating the Carolina Panthers. So now it's all on the next 2 games. What are your thoughts of this Bucs team right now? What were your thoughts on Thursday Night Football? Once again, welcome to the Sports Web.
It's great to be here. Obviously, Thursday was a huge disappointment. That's a game that nobody expected the Bucs to lose, especially when you're getting Mike Evans back, Jalen McMillan's coming back, Hassan Reddick's there. There's a lot of pluses that went into that game. So in a lot of ways, thinking that, yeah, this is going to be it. This should be a win this week. But didn't happen, and now you got to move on. It's a 3-game schedule. 2 of them coming against the Carolina Panthers, and it's all going to come down to both of those head-to-head matches against the Panthers. If you win both of those games against the Panthers, you're going to win the division. Panthers still have to play Seattle, which is going to be a very tough game for them. In between, the Bucs get the Dolphins. So I think coming down the stretch with the players that have come back to the Buccaneers of late, i.e. Mike Evans, McMillan, those guys, I think the Bucs have the advantage coming down the stretch against Carolina. But as Harry was saying, can they execute? Because they have not been able to do that, especially the last 6 or 7 weeks on defense. They have looked absolutely horrendous. The JV football team could probably run through that defense right now. It just hasn't been good. And that's going to be something they've had to, if it's going to be a 3-game fix, I don't know, but they better do something fast or they're going to find themselves out of the playoffs.
Mike, in all fairness, yeah, I'm glad you kind of agree with my statement there. It wasn't so much up the middle. Vita Vea has been able to lock it down. But as you know, in this league, it's a copycat league. I mean, people are going to continue to see what that other opponent did from before and just keep copying it. They can't contain the runners to the inside. They let them bounce out, and they're just getting massive amount of yards, which, of course, then sets up the play-action pass for the opposing teams. I personally never thought that they were going to blow this lead the way they did in the 4th quarter, but for some reason or another they did. I still have my reservations. I think Baker Mayfield is still injured. It's significant. He should have sat 2-3 weeks ago when they were going through this losing skid, and it's starting to kind of remind me a little bit about what happened in Cleveland with this young man. He's never gone 3 years without being injured. It's horrible to say. But it did help because the 88% rule came into effect. I'm sure you don't know what it is, but let me be really clear. The 88% rule is when a road team is favorite. at 2.5 points, not 2 or 3, but they have to be 2.5 point road favorites. 88% of the time, the home team not only covers, they win the game. And that, my friend, was Carolina against the New Orleans Saints and the Green Bay Packers against the Denver Broncos. They were both 2.5 point favorites on the road, and both teams lost this week.
Well, I'm not going to argue with the Greek. There's no question about that. I will give thumbs up to all of that. I think the big problem, guys.
Thank you.
I think the big problem is defense. The Bucs have no problem scoring points. We all know that. It's the points they're giving up. And to me, the biggest problem is the back seven. The corners have not been good. They have not been healthy. They're getting no safety play whatsoever. The backups to the starters are just not very good right now. You're going to get Benjamin Morrison that's going to come in for McCollum now that he's going to be out. So, and that's a guy that they drafted. Very high expectations for Morrison.
He can play.
He definitely can play. And he's one of the fastest players in the draft. He had a hip injury going into the draft. Everybody said he would have been in the first round if it wasn't for that injury. We're going to get a chance to see it because he's healthy right now. But to me, the problem is definitely in that back seven. The corners have not been very good. And again, last year, remember, the problem was they didn't come up with enough interceptions. They didn't come up with enough turnovers out of those guys. What did they have, like 5 or 6 interceptions through like the first 5 games or something like that?
Yep.
Now they can't. Now they haven't had one since. I mean, it's been a problem all year long. In teams, like you said, it's a copycat league. Everybody sees the film. Everybody knows how to attack the Bucs. And team after team is doing the same thing, and they just haven't been able to stop it.
From their play on the field, we're on with Mike Cairns here of Spectrum Sports 360. It's the Sports Web. I'm your host, Peter Blake, along with Harry the Greek, professional handicapper extraordinaire. From their play on the field and from his comments the other night, do you sense that maybe Bowles is losing this locker room? Do you sense that, maybe this is on a downward spiral at this point, even though the Bucs have 3 games in front of them, Mike?
I don't think he's losing the locker room. I think what we heard in that post game was the exact same thing that he said to every one of his players in that locker room before he came in to meet with us. I don't think he's lost the locker room. Players play the game. Coaches coach the game. He's the first one to hold himself accountable. I don't know how many times you've all been there when he's talked about it, how he's held himself accountable. It's like coaches weren't good enough today. Players weren't good enough today. It's on all of us. Todd Bowles is not a guy who throws his players under the bus. He's not that kind of a coach. He's one of the most even-keeled coaches that I've been around. And to hear him go off like that, it was a long time coming. I think he'd got fed up. He'd been watching something just unravel for the last 6 weeks. And in the end, is the locker room gone? I don't think so. There's enough veterans in that locker room that Todd Bowles doesn't need to be the voice in that locker room. It's got to be the Levante Davids. One of the reasons they brought in JPP, a great locker room guy when they went to the Super Bowl in 20. Those are the kind of guys that the players want to hear from. Sure, Todd Bowles can be upset. Sure, Todd Bowles can get on those guys for the game that they played. But the players want to hear from the players. And if you don't have a voice from a veteran, like a Mike Evans, who we saw was really upset during that game on Thursday, those are the guys the players want to hear from. Those are the guys that can light the fires. And I don't know if they have that right now.
I've seen a lot of people, hang on, Pete. I'm sorry. I've seen a lot of people, and I'm reading on social media, look the way Todd Bowles completely lost his mind. Fans are really against it. All I seen was a person that was very passionate, okay? And typically, and you weren't on earlier when I was talking about it, but typically when coaches start going off like that are generally really reserved, as he is, it generally means they're at the end of their coaching tenure with that organization, unfortunately. But I've got a funny feeling this team is going to respond to this. They have the personnel to do this. They're lacking some sort of discipline. It's something really weird. Mike, I have looked at so much tape on this defense. I can't put my finger on it. I just can't do it because 1 minute they're in their gaps correctly and they're playing discipline, and all of a sudden it's like they have a brain fart and they just forget where they're at on the football field. And I don't think that they're, it just looks like it's kind of complacent out there. I know I've touched on a few different things, but I really love Coach Bowles, his passion, and he finally showed it. And I personally think that this team is going to react because of what they've seen.
I think you're exactly right. I think Coach Bowles also pointed that out. Players were not in position, and there were the two key plays that everybody wants to talk about: 3rd and 28, 4th and 14. And there were not players. Kendall Vildor on 4th and 14 was nowhere where he needed to be. He bit on the play fake at the line of scrimmage. He never floated back into the position where he was supposed to be. That's where the ball went to. First down, game over. These are the things that eventually lit the fire under Todd Bowles. These are the things that Todd Bowles was talking about. And he didn't say anything wrong, Harry. I mean, everything he said was true. He did not say one thing wrong in that rant whatsoever. Players were not in position to make plays, and they got burned for it.
Without question, man. That was great.
Let me go back to Harry's point. From what you've seen, you're around the team. Do you think Baker Mayfield is playing through an injury at this point? Do you think he's 100%? And you think that's the reason why, Mike, this offense has struggled the last couple of games?
He's not even close to 100%, Peter. He's got multiple injuries that he's been playing through, not just the shoulder, but he's been bothered by hips, ankles. But everybody at this point in the season, we all know that everybody is playing through something. But Baker Mayfield is definitely, and as Harry is right, I mean, unfortunately, who are they going to put in there? Are you going to bring in Teddy Bridgewater to come in for
Please,
Baker Mayfield?
spare me. Mike, suit up, would you?
Exactly.
Throw some pads on and get out there.
Exactly.
Seriously, get us back to a 3-shot here.
Yes.
I'll be the center for you at 59. You suit up behind me. Just put a whole bunch of talcum powder on my ass and go ahead and just take the center exchanges. Let's go. Because Teddy Bridgewater, I mean, come on, man. He might as well be sitting on this panel talking with us. I'm not trying to belittle the man. But really? I mean, I don't get it. You have no choice but to play Baker now. That's
Exactly right.
the problem. You have no choice. You have now. If they lose this next game, then you can probably expect Teddy Bridgewater to go ahead and finish out the season. That would be my opinion. But I don't have Tampa losing this game. I have them winning out, believe it or not.
Let me ask you, Mike, how do you see this playing out at this point with the Bucs and the Carolina Panthers, who, by the way, I'm gonna give my co-host kudos, because before the season, he said the Carolina Panthers would be one of the most surprising teams in the National Football League and would be second in the NFC South and would give the Bucs a run for their money. How do you see these games playing out here in the next 3 weeks?
Yeah, shout out to Dave Canales. He's definitely turned that team around. Shout out to Liam Cohn and what he's done with the Jags, the last two offensive coordinators here in Tampa. Look what they're doing with the teams that they have a chance to be a head coach of now. I see them. I agree with Harry. I see them running the table. I think certain teams match up really well with certain teams. I think the Bucs are that team for Carolina, and I think they can win both of those matchups. I also think they're going to beat the Dolphins, but I do not see the Panthers beating Seattle. Now, I'm kind of surprised they beat the Rams. I think a lot of people were. And I think did you? I think that was probably their best win of the season, to be honest with you. I don't see them beating Seattle. That's to me one of the best teams in football right now. But I think they're going to get some help down the stretch from this schedule, because they're in the position that they're in because of that one part of the schedule that they went through. They were playing the Rams. They had like 4 teams in a row, all playoff contenders right now. And that was just a gauntlet for them. We knew it was going to be tough. They didn't get through it. But we also knew they were going to be in position where they are now, where they're going to have these 3 games. And we keep saying it week after week. I was talking to Rick Stroud at Tampa Bay Times. I talked to him. He's on the show with me every Monday night.
Nice.
We talked exactly about this today and tonight. You'll see it if you watch the show at 10:30. I asked him directly, of these 2 teams, who has the advantage coming down the stretch over these last 3 games?
Tampa does.
Absolutely. And I think we're going to see that. And I think Harry alluded to it. I alluded to it. What Todd Bowles did is going to light that fire. I think you're going to see a different team come out in Carolina on Sunday. And I think they're going to come out and they're going to win that football game.
Love it. Good stuff. Yeah, go ahead, Harry.
And by the way, I did pick the Rams. I gave it out. Not the Rams. I did pick Carolina to beat the Rams in that game for 2 reasons. One, Carolina matches up really well with them, with what they wanted to do. And having to make that trip from the West Coast after coming off a big win, they were due for a letdown. It wasn't because I absolutely loved Carolina. If you line these 2 teams up again, Carolina loses by 3 touchdowns at this point. But it was just it was about whoever had that momentum right then and there, and I just felt like Carolina was going to do that. But I have one more question for you before you go. Were you as surprised as I was that they played and had as many targets for McMillan and
Mike Evans
in
Yeah.
in that game, because I really thought that they were going to be decoys out in this game and, try to get them, a little bit warm, but I had no idea they were going to throw them in the fire the way they did. What did you see when you were there at the game? Were you as surprised as I was to have so many targets, Mike?
Not Mike Evans, but you're right. Mike Evans he's always double teamed. A healthy Mike Evans draws double team, which should open things up for Sterling Shepard, McMillan even getting a couple. But also remember there was no Kate Otten. So there, as far as the tight end position, again, that's been one of Baker's go-tos as well without Mike Evans. So without Otten playing in that game, was I surprised that he got as many targets as he did? Probably not, but down the stretch when they kept going to him and they had no answer for him. They're like, hey, I'm going to throw to Mike Evans right now. Nobody could stop him. He's mossing people. He's wide open on a couple of throws. And McMillan, as far as it looked like they were trying, I thought they'd try to ease McMillan back in. So I agree with you with that. Mike Evans, I thought he was going to get a heavy workload. If he's good and he's healthy, he's going to be a Hall of Famer. You got to feed him. And if you want a chance to win, that's the guy that's going to help you win. And I think he's going to be the reason why they're going to win these next 3 games. I think it's going to be the Mike Evans show coming down the stretch here.
I agree with you on that. I completely agree. And I think, you look at the history of Mike Evans. He's been able to moss, if you will, the Carolina Panthers. Mike, appreciate the time. Go ahead and promote yourself here on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television, my friend.
Nice to meet you, Mike.
Yeah, you too, Harry. Every night, got a show here on Spectrem Bay News 9, coming up at 10:30 live, Monday through Sunday. We'll be, 9:47 right now? Yeah. So I'll just get back to writing the rest of my show. And for those of you, we're going to talk some Bucs tonight at 10:30. Hope to see you there.
Love it. And you're on our old
tune in, brother.
Yeah, Mr. Jason Powers, who's on there sometimes. We have him on.
Powered by sports.
That's right. Love that guy. My tag team partner of the world, Mr. Jason Powers, Powers on Sports Podcast. Mike, appreciate the time here on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television, my friend. All right.
Thank you for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
Mike, don't make it so long next time. Love to talk some sports with you, brother.
Anytime.
Have a great day, sir.
There you go. Mike Cairns of Spectrem
Nice guy,
Sports
man. Nice
360. Yes. We've been trying to get him on here. We got him on. He was at work. He loved that. Appreciate that. He gave us some time here. We're bringing on different guests. And, I'll tell you right now, I like Evan Klonsky. I like what he brings to Channel 10. We may have to get him on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. Yes.
Evan on the Evolution.
Evan on the Evolution. I think that sounds good. I'm going to definitely reach out. I'm meeting all these people in the press box. I'm networking. I'm trying to get we love TJ Reeves of the Buccaneer Radio Network. We're going to have him on Wednesday. Yes.
I'm kind of partial to TJ.
Well, I am too, but we're going to have more guests on. We're going to give you the opportunity. And of course, as always, we're going to open back up the phone lines here for the Doomsday edition of the Sports Web. 727-255-03.
I want, if you're going to call in, please tell us why you think the Bucs will win this game. Give us reasons. Not so many reasons why they're going to lose. Give us reasons on why they're going to win this game.
I love it. All right, that's good stuff. And remember, join us at Tampa Joe's. I think my partner in crime here, Mr. Harry the Greek, will be there. We'll see a 1:00 game there. We got your pre, half, and post-game edition. Yeah, right there, the Greek. As we'll be live. Well, yes, right there, 9316 Anderson Road in Tampa. Yeah, great food, great atmosphere. And Bucs fans, Tampa Bay sports fans, you get a chance to be a part of a live streaming TV and radio show live with sound effects, with phone calls, with interaction where you can go Tampa Bay. I won't do it now because I'll piss off my roommates.
Yeah, please don't.
Yeah, I won't do that. I won't do that to you either because I know you like this sound effect instead.
Let's go with the suck right there.
There you go. And we'll go around the NFL a little bit, but let's go out to the web heads here. Good evening, Peter. Thank you, Tim, for tuning in. As always, appreciate it.
Yeah.
What's up, PB? Thank you. Panthers, absolutely.
Yes.
Mike D. Roche, oh, Canada. Win this Sunday, and we are in the playoffs. Well, no, you have to win this Sunday, and then you have to beat Miami. And of course, if
they just win 2 of the last 3 games,
yes,
you should be in.
Alex says no, he's right. Parrish says I hope the last couple of days the Bucs players really look at themselves in the mirror.
Lord,
Good
please
stuff
let
there.
this be a good call. Please, Lord, let this be
Let's
a good
go out
call.
to Brightside Broadway from North Carolina. Brightside, welcome to the Evolution.
Hey guys, how are we tonight?
Yeah, buddy, how you doing? I can hear your voice loud and clear.
Doing,
buddy. Yes.
doing good. I
Yeah,
tried to
good
fix
done.
my mic.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Brightside.
I tried to fix my mic so you could hear me better.
I can hear you just fine, my friend. You're doing very well. What's on your mind tonight?
I agree with the other callers that we don't need to fire. We need to retool. And that's what I was going to say Thursday night. But I didn't get a chance to call in.
Yeah, it was a late night. I was there until 2 o'clock in the morning, so if I missed some phone calls, I do apologize. I also had a situation with the mixer. I have no idea why that was going out. So we only had one mic that night. Sometimes it happens in live television. It happens like that.
It wasn't you. I didn't call in because I fell asleep.
Well,
I'll be honest.
Well, there you go. I think a lot of people fell asleep after that game.
That was good.
But let me just say, I'm not giving up on this team.
Okay.
We're still in it.
Okay.
We still got a game to win. We can win it, and I don't like the negativity.
Well, that's okay.
Are you sure you don't want to talk about the offseason?
No.
Good, because otherwise someone's going to put me on tilt tonight.
All right. So what makes you think they can win these next 3 games here? What gives you confidence in this game against Carolina?
Well, let me ask Harry. Harry,
yes, sir.
What gives you confidence that we're going to win?
Because I think the offense is too good. Despite what the defense is doing, I think they're going to shore up a couple of things. I think you're going to see 28 points or more from Baker in the offense these next 3 games, and I think that should be enough to get 2 of the 3 victories, maybe even all 3.
Wow.
Exactly. We have been that our first string is unstoppable if we get moving.
Well, you could see that. You could see flashes of brilliance the other night there when you had McMillan, when you had Evans, when you had Godwin, when you had Ibuka on the field and Bucky Irving. So I just think it'll get better and better. And again, I just think that's where it's at. And Mike Evans, you got to find him on Sunday. You got to figure this out. Find him like he did last Thursday night versus the Atlanta Falcons. Anything else, Brightside?
I just want to say we never jumped ship. With this not over, we got to reload the cannon and we got to get some Panthers and win the division like I know we're going to.
So you're not ready to walk the plank?
No.
Perfect.
Right, so
great call. Thank you.
We're going to go ahead and fire the cannons.
Fire the cannons!
Appreciate you, Brightside. Use that second call, all right?
Take care, buddy.
I'll go down with the ship.
Love it, man. I love it.
See you later.
That's the kind of attitude I love. All right, open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. What's good, Peter? What's good, Sports Web Nation? What's up with you? King Cook right there. Time to lock in this week. Kitty Cats going down. I like it.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go out to Chris Cole. Evening, everyone. Evening to you. Let's go out to Parrish. New week, LFG Bucs. Mike and McMillan looks good. They absolutely did look good. Agree with that. Let's go, says Eric. Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
Trevor, what's up, Peter? What's up with you? By the
Trevor?
way, give us an update on the game right now. I know the Monday Night Football game, which is the Miami Dolphins and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Right now, third quarter is 14-3 Pittsburgh. Miami looked pretty decent earlier in the game. They really can't move the ball too much. It's quite cold. Very light breeze. And Mr. Aaron Rodgers right now has 1 incomplete pass.
Wow, there you go. So Aaron Rodgers going off tonight, 14 points. Their defense has been able to hold Miami's offense, which, you know, that team has been.
Miami's close to midfield right now. They are driving the ball. It's 3rd and 6.
All right. Welcome to the Evolution. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, what's up, Peter? What's up, Harry? This is Tristan.
Oh, Tristan. What's going on?
What's
One
up,
of my
Tristan?
favorite webheads. What's on your mind tonight, boss?
Oh, man. Harry said something that kind of stood out to me, and I kind of been screaming it since post-Super Bowl, but nobody listens to common sense these days.
Okay, go ahead and throw it out there, my friend.
Yeah, let's go to the personnel department if we could, right? Like aside from Big Bear and Winfield, there's nobody else on this football team that goes anywhere in this league and starts.
Well, hold on now. Tyke Smith wants to have a conversation with you at this point.
Okay, so you bring up Tyke Smith.
Okay,
That's debatable.
Jamel Dean wants to have a conversation when he can stay healthy. Well, he's, according to Pro Football Focus, the way he's played this year, he's played as a number one corner.
I agree with you with Tyke Smith.
Okay. I think Jamel Dean definitely deserves, but I definitely understand where Tristan is going. There is definitely a lack of playmakers when it comes defensively, and they did take a chance with going with Savasier Dennis, and now you've lost McCollum. You signed him to an extension. His season's over with, so you're going to have a rookie in Benjamin Morrison step.
I hear you, but the caller was agreeing with me about something, so keep going. I like this.
Well, yeah.
I mean, common sense ain't hard. It's hard to come by, it seems, these days. And I kind of, I get so frustrated with the fan base. I'm almost to the point, I'm like, I hope we lose that just so we can fire Todd Bowles and just see what happens next. Because it's getting ridiculous to where every time we have a bad game or a bad showing, to where we're playing in the same league where the Kansas City Chiefs are out the playoffs, the Cincinnati Bengals are out the playoffs, and somehow the Buccaneers roster is supposed to be the most talented roster in the NFL, and the coach can't get it done. Let another guy come in here, and if he can get the job done, so be it. And if not, I just want everybody to just try that nice dish called Pro, just for the remainder of the years that we go back to the doldrums of the cellar dwellers.
Well, I agree with you on that, and that's what I'm worried about. Again,
that's a caller with common sense.
Well, he's got common sense,
it is.
and he's seen it through before it happened. You've seen it go back to cellar dwellers. You've seen them be in the doldrums, and I'm not saying, listen, I'm willing to wait and see how the season plays out, and then if it plays out to where you don't win a division, then there's some conversations that need to be had, and maybe Todd Bowles, maybe you need a new voice at the end of the day. And you look around the NFL and the landscape of what it is right now. The Patriots have a new coach. The Chicago Bears have a new coach. There's plenty. Liam Cohen with the Jacksonville Jaguars, they have a new coach. So you can do that without tearing the whole thing up. I understand where Bucs fans are coming from, but you got to get the right guy, because every Liam Cohen, every Ben Johnson, there's always a case where it doesn't necessarily work out, and Bucs fans have also experienced that. I like to keep the stability there. That's why I'm saying let it play out. Let's see what happens at this point. Tristan.
Well, there's a common thread to be throughout all of those teams that you named, from Chicago to Liam Cohen with Jacksonville. Have you looked at those rosters? Like the Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence, Brian Robinson, who was the other guy that got out there? Chris ATN. You go to that Chicago roster. That Chicago roster is stacked with first-round talent.
Offensively, they are. They bought an offensive line. Defensively, believe it or not, that's what the strong suit was supposed to be this year. And then they had all those injuries. They had 6 starters on defense for 4 straight games, not play. The entire secondary and linebackers, and they were still winning. But but yeah, you're right. They are a very stacked team, especially on the offense. Definitely in the offense. If you get rid of Todd Bowles, Baker Mayfield's going to follow him. It's just the unfortunate thing. Baker rubs too many head coaches the wrong way. He's a quarterback that is an acquired taste in the National Football League. Hence the reason why he went from Cleveland to Carolina, who was a backup to what was his name? JP. What was his name? That the backup quarterback. He went to Chicago for a small time. Peter.
JP Larkin?
No, there was Sam Darnold. Who was in between him and Baker Mayfield?
And Carolina. PJ Thomas.
PJ Walker.
PJ Walker.
PJ Walker.
He didn't even beat PJ Walker out.
Right.
And then he went to the Rams. So trust me, he's an acquired taste in the National Football League, and it's a shame because when he's healthy, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the National Football League.
Well, let's throw this out there. If you're going to hire a coach, which I'm not looking forward to firing the coach by any means, but let's say it does go in that direction, you're going to be an attractive destination because, once again, you have a franchise quarterback in Baker Mayfield. So you can maybe get a young offensive line, maybe like a Joe Brady from the Buffalo Bills. Maybe you get somebody along the lines of that, a Cliff Kingsbury who used to be who's now the offensive coordinator of Washington, who worked with Baker Mayfield. Maybe that's somebody. A lot of people wouldn't throw it out there because they think it's the same type of coach, but maybe a Mike Tomlin gets fired eventually from the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I know for a fact that the rumor around One Buck Place is the biggest mistake the Glazers made was letting Mike Tomlin out of that building. With the Bucs,
you ever had a chance to get Mike Tomlin, Peter? This defense would be solid like it is when Todd Bowles is running, when he has a healthy defense. But I'll tell you what you really get with a Mike Tomlin. You will get a football team that knows how to run the football because they will shove it down your neck every single play. Every play. They will run the football, impose their will, and be a very well-disciplined team.
Yeah, I agree. I like Mike Tomlin. I think he gets a bad rap because, like Todd Bowles, he just wins divisions. He doesn't win. He's one and done. He doesn't win enough Super Bowls, but he's won a Super Bowl. He's a disciplinarian. He definitely is a defensive-minded coach. I get it. A lot of Bucs fans want an offensive-minded coach. You want a young guy, but you look at the names like Clint Kubiak from Seattle, what he's been able to do with Sam Darnold. I know we're talking about it. It's the future, but those are the type of names that you're not going to have. Some big time names like a lot of people want John Gruden. I don't know if John Gruden's coming. I don't think John Gruden's coming back to that door. I'm sorry. I just don't think it's going to happen.
He didn't go to USF. You have a better chance of him coming to Tampa than you did to USF.
Well, and I don't think that's going to happen either at this point.
But he's not the answer.
Right.
He's not the answer for this team.
Right.
Look at the situation in Arizona, what they got going on right now. Like, I get what you're saying about this being an attractive place for Baker Mayfield, but I kind of lean to what Harry was just saying about that relationship between the head coach and the quarterback.
True.
Every quarterback, and we see in Arizona where you got your franchise guy, Kyler Murray, being supplanted by Jacoby Brissett.
And Kyler Murray will never play another down for the Arizona Cardinals.
Well, he's not that guy. He's not the coach's guy in the first place. The coach didn't draft him. So there's and this is the problem with hiring a coach. And you're exactly right. This is the risky thing. So again, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but if it did happen, you better make sure that you get somebody that's going to work with Baker Mayfield at the end of the day. And I'm not looking forward to happening. I think the Bucs can run the table. I still think they can salvage this season, and I still think they could do some damage in the playoffs.
But here's the thing, Peter. If we get to the playoffs, we win one playoff game, the fan base, and we lose in the divisional round, the fan base is going to flip all over again.
Well, they flip it any time, man. It's always a flip. They're like they're always flipping, always.
Yeah, but what the only people calling for Todd Bowles' job is the fans in Tampa, and it's the craziest thing.
It is the craziest thing. There is a report out there from Albert Breer, and we'll get to this in a moment. Tristan, anything else here on the evolution?
Oh no, y'all just keep up the good work, man. I enjoy it. It's
Appreciate it,
always fun to banter back and forth with you guys.
I love it, man. Use that second call if you want to, okay?
Yes, indeed.
All right, good stuff there. One of my favorite webheads right there.
Good guy right there, man.
Yep, absolutely. Albert Breer of SI.com. This from Joe Bucs fan. Down the stretch the last couple years before the Buccaneers were able to pull the division titles out, there were whispers about Todd Bowles' job security. I think this becomes a topic now. I mean,
Peter,
this is
you can say that about 2/3 of the coaches in the National Football League.
Well, why is it Todd Bowles? This is what I don't understand. And then I understand.
Why was it Tony Dungy?
Well, let me throw this out there. I talked to Dwight Smith about this, and he made this clear. He said the reason why the fans don't like Todd Bowles is not just because of the defense, not because he's just not emotional enough. It's the reason. And let's hold off on the phone calls because I want to make this point here real clear. The reason why a lot of the fans don't like Todd Bowles is because he was handed the job. In your mind, he didn't earn the job. Furthermore, 2021 always comes up with that divisional round where Bucs fans and Tom Brady, all those Bucs fans thought the Bucs should have won 2 in a row. It just didn't happen. And why? Because of Todd Bowles' defense, because he didn't blitz enough. And then the very next year, you blame Todd Bowles because Tom Brady had his first losing season. It wasn't the fact of Tom Brady going through a divorce or the offensive line being a human turnstile at this point. It was Todd Bowles. Now I understand it. That was my point that I was trying to get across. So I think a lot of that is it's a good point because he was not the guy that he's not earned the job. He was handed the job because a lot of Bucs fans love BA. And they felt like, well, Todd Bowles is the guy. He's the guy that stole the job. He's the guy that was handed the job. So
Do you know who the alternative was? He's not even coaching in football.
I know.
And that was Byron Leftwich.
I know.
And every caller was like, boy, we got to have Leftwich. Boy, our offense is, we got to have Leftwich. He's not even coaching. Be careful what you wish for. Okay? I don't know. Look, the team, they're not playing very well right now. If I got something to suggest to all the web heads out there and all the Buck fans across the country, just seriously, stop. Your boat's not filling up with water. If they continue to play like that on defense, then yes. But it's going to be very exciting. The next 3 weeks, you're going to see an awful lot of points being scored. And they're going to have to score a lot of points because the defense can't stop anybody.
Yeah.
But it's still going to be very exciting. And you have a chance of winning a division, and anything can happen in the playoffs.
Absolutely. Let's go out to the Instagram Live. Here's some comments. Sitting says, go Bucks all day long. Go Bucks.
Wait up, little boy. Stop. Wait up.
Go Bucks.
It's exciting.
Go Bucks.
Fire the cannons.
Go Bucks. All right. Thanks a lot. Sitting says also defense got to tighten up ASAP. Petite Goddess says go Bucks. So go Bucks.
Wait up, little boy. Stop. Wait up.
Go Bucks.
Yeah!
Go Bucks.
Fire the cannons.
Go Bucks. Thank you very much, Petite, for tuning in. As always, yes, I got to give my sound effects. I got to do that here.
Can we limit it to one?
No, we can't limit to one. Well, I guess
100. Can we limit it to 100?
100, yeah, sure. We'll do this one right here. Well, all right, let's go out to Ed. Welcome to the Evolution.
I guess you got my message that I was calling in.
Yes, I figured that you were calling in, and here he is Nostradamus right now, not Nostradamus like some of you guys. He also knew that you were calling in, so go ahead.
Well, if you're talking about Todd Bowles, I definitely have a few things to say about that.
Say them.
You're not going to fire him right now, simply because we are still have a chance to get to the playoffs.
You still
now, if we didn't have a chance to make the playoffs, then I would say maybe fire him. Or
they control their own destiny.
Fire him unless you have somebody just as good, if not better, to replace him with. And I don't know who's going to be out there yet, but I'm sure you guys will.
And by the way, let me throw this
out
out there for you guys. It's not a Dumb and Dumber chance where it's 1 in 10, 1 in 100, 1 in 1,000, 1 in a million. It's actually a real chance. If you win the next 2 games, you win the NFC South. Congratulations. Now, if you don't,
they do have to beat Carolina once, right?
They do have to beat Carolina once. Yes.
Yes. I mean, or else they're going to need a lot of help in order to get in. They could still get in even without beating Carolina, but they would need a lot of help.
No, you have to be.
No, they got to listen, man. They control their own destiny.
Yes.
If I told you right now that the Buccaneers have a better chance of making the playoffs than the Chicago Bears do, and the Bears are a 10-win team, and they're the number 2 seed in the in the NFC, would you believe it?
That's crazy.
Absolutely.
I don't know how that works.
Well, that works because they play in the NFC South, and right now they're 7-7, and you win 2 more games, and you are automatically going to the playoffs. They're not backing their way in; they have to earn their way in.
Exactly.
They will win the next 2 games,
exactly,
and it's over.
Yep.
I just think it's silly that people are calling for the man's job before we even know what's going to happen.
I told you the reason why
I can see if we were eliminated from playoff contention.
Playoffs.
If we were completely eliminated, I could see that then. But now people are like saying, let's just get rid of him now. Why? Then you're definitely not going to make the playoffs.
Well, it's just some Bucs fans out there don't want to make the playoffs. They want to stop the cycle. They want to fire Todd Bowles. They want to start with a new coach. They want to start with a new GM. They want to start over again.
They want to see 3 wins.
Why would they want to get rid of the GM? That's just insane.
They want their stadium back.
You know what? It's not as listen. That comment right there. I'm going to answer that for you, Ed. He deserves a lot more blame than Todd Bowles does. I'm going to be very clear about that.
Yes.
Yeah, he really
I don't know.
does
I think he's a good roster builder myself.
Let me tell you something. He's an extraordinary general manager, but he hasn't done this team any favors for the past 2 years.
It doesn't look good when you don't address it at the trading deadline. Now, we don't know if they had some talks.
I agree with that.
But again, you could have made a trade for some players, maybe you trade a 3rd-round pick. I know you don't want to, But right now, it doesn't look good, and you're depending on your own guys. Now, listen, if they
Well,
get
boy,
back,
he has hit some home runs, brother.
he has.
And what he did 4 or 5, I think it was 5 years ago, what he did in the offseason, the
Amazing.
good Lord has let me be here for 59 years on
He
this earth.
signed everybody, including Brady.
I have never in my lifetime seen a team after a Super Bowl sign every single free agent.
Every single free
The
agent.
Bucs didn't do it. The Bucs died after the 2002 Super Bowl. A hack job was done to the team.
Oh, there were some injuries that was there was a lot of underlying factors to that
2002?
too.
Well,
Yeah.
2002, after that, you had cap held, and you also had older players. So you had to
Yeah.
get rid of a
Yeah.
Sapp. You had to get rid of a Lynch. You had to get rid of guys that you don't necessarily want to get rid of. But that happens. That's why it's
Didn't
so
Lynch go to
tremendous.
Denver?
Lynch went to Denver because of the injury
Yeah.
concerns.
And I think Sapp went to the Raiders, didn't he? Yeah.
Raiders for 1 year, yes.
Oh yeah, he did go to the Raiders. Yeah, and so did Sapp.
Yes.
Sapp went to the Raiders too.
And they wanted John Gruden fired after he started out 9-3 and 9-7. I mean, this fan base, they wanted Tony Dungy fired. So I'm not surprised by it. I'm not saying they're wrong with everything they're saying. What I am saying is keep some perspective and be careful what you wish for when
Listen,
it comes down to it.
John Gruden got fired because he was asked to do the impossible. They gave away 4 years of draft picks to get him, which was stupid. And then on top of that, that's what put him in cap hell because he had no choice but to use free agency.
Wait. All right,
They
Ed,
sold their soul to the devil. They won a
let's go
Super
on
Bowl.
this.
It's one of the best teams ever to play the. There was one of the best teams ever. I still think they won a Super Bowl under Dungy. That's just my own opinion. You and I have talked about that ad nauseum.
Yes.
But
Well, that's possible.
But we'll never know that answer because he wasn't the
Nope.
coach here. But I could tell you this much: they did win it in 2005 with Tony Dungy. Just
Well,
saying.
they won it.
Dude, when they fired Dungy, I started crying, dude. I was like, "Are you serious?"
Okay, well, let me throw this out there. Ed, appreciate the call as always. All right, let me go
Great
ahead.
call, Ed. Thank you.
Let me separate some things here. You would absolutely trade you would trade 2 first-round picks and 2 second-round picks all day, 2 days on Sunday.
To win a Super Bowl?
Super
Absolutely.
Bowl. Yes. Okay, then after that, you had some years there where you didn't have draft picks, but the problem was when Gruden won that Super Bowl, you had the very next year, and then after that, the window was closing. That's the reason why you make the move for Gruden in the first place. Love Tony Dungy. Love talking to him. Have had conversations with him. But I do think that this team at the time needed a new voice, and he was very stubborn in his ways when it came to offense. Defensive football? No. Offensive football? And then you mentioned that he won the Super Bowl with the Colts. Yes, because he was not a part of that offense. Tom Moore was a part of that offense. Peyton Manning was a part of that offense. Tony Dungy ran the defense. Open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. I would have traded 3 or 4 draft picks. The phone lines are just ringing off the hook tonight. So I'll get to the comments in just a moment. Again, Facebook stars.
I'll take one more call and then I'm bouncing.
Let's go out to Alex using your second call. Alex, go ahead.
Yeah, that's the perfect call. Yippee!
All right, what's on your mind, boss?
So, I have something, and then I have some breaking news.
All right, give me some breaking
But I
news.
want to share. I want to share, but I want to share the comment I didn't share earlier on the first phone call, but I think is frustrating Bucs fans about Todd Bowles. And what I think it is, and I'm going to ask you guys. I'm asking you guys a question. Do you think the frustration is because you really truly are seeing these young coaches like Dave Canales, Liam Cohen, these so successful first-year head coaches? They're good on all phases of the ball. Listen, the Bucs are 22nd, and they are the second worst in the NFL for defensive passing yards. My point is, these newer coaches are out here coaching all phases of the ball. I mean, look at what Liam Cohen did. I mean, the Jags, of all teams.
Yeah.
I mean, do you think I guess what I'm asking is, do you think the frustration of these younger coaches that used to be here, offensive coordinators, example, are having so much success, and here Todd Bowles is how many years with the Bucs, and it's just not working?
Who selected those offensive coaches?
It's a good question.
I mean, the question is, it just kills the narrative, but you're exactly right. I think this is where the fans lose me, because people will go, Todd Bowles this, Todd Bowles that, but who picked Dave Canales? Todd Bowles. Who picked Liam Cohen? Todd Bowles. Who picked Josh Grizzard? Todd Bowles. They won't give him the credit for that, but they want to fire him because they wanted Liam Cohen to replace him in the first place, and they thought that.
I want everybody to just take a chill pill with Liam Cohen. Okay, wait till next year and watch what happens to that football team.
I mean, again, they're playing good football. They got 10 wins right now.
For now.
It's fiery.
Next year, this
Yeah.
team.
Hey, I want to add. I want
wins.
to add this too, guys. I want to add this too. This is a good point. But at the end of the day, that defense is costing big time. And I think as a Bucs fan, you have a defensive-minded coach that ultimately has, in my opinion, if you're going to take on a role of a head coach but also be a defensive coordinator, your main job, in my opinion, is to control that defense, regardless of what Josh Grizzard does on the offense. Because I know the offense has struggled a little bit, but ultimately your defense has to win games. And it did not. You saw this last game that it did not. I mean, the defense flat out cost us. I mean, 3rd and 28. Come on.
4th and 14. Yeah, I get it. All right. What's the breaking news here, Alex? I'm curious.
So, all right. So anyway, the breaking news is I am in a very Christmas mood, and I promised you earlier this season I would do this, and I didn't do it yet. But here's the deal. And I actually have something for Harry the Greek. I wanted to give him on the side. That I will do that after he gets off the show, and I'll inbox you in a minute, Mr. Harry. If the Bucs win Sunday, next Wednesday with Harry the Greek live and you guys live, I'm going to give I have 4 tickets left. They are in the 300 section, but they're on the front row. I'm going to give 2 tickets away next Wednesday on the Sports Web. If the Bucs win on Sunday, the Bucs have to win Sunday.
Okay. Let's talk about it, but we could definitely do that. I would say I wish you were still here because we could give it away at Tampa Joe's to get people to come out.
I'm in. I don't know if you know this, guys, but I travel for a living now. So actually, I'm in Savannah right now. I'll be here for a while, but I'm coming home for Christmas. But
Savannah's a great area. Pooler, Savannah, that whole area is going to be really good.
Yes, beautiful.
God's got a lot of good things in this future for you.
It's a Beaufort, South Carolina. It's just on the border. That's where I'm working out of. That's where I'm doing all my work out of. But anyway, I travel for a living, so I won't be able to make it this week. I know I promised you guys all season I would come at Tampa Joe's, but at the minimum, I would be honored. I told you at the beginning of the season that I would love to give something to someone on the Sports Web. So let's try to make that happen. If the Bucs win Sunday, you have my word. I'll have 2 tickets to give away next Wednesday on the Sports Web.
All right, boom, man. I appreciate that. That sounds great. We'll see you next Wednesday with those tickets. All right.
That's awesome.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Good.
Take care.
There. Yes, that is great. So another reason why you should tune in to the evolution of Sports Talk Television here on Monday and Wednesday night. And of course, we'll have the media icon this Wednesday night at 9:30. I assume talking what else? Getting you ready for Bucs versus Panthers, a big time game, a big time challenge, if you will. Let's go out to these comments. Let's see what we got here. Harry, are you leaving me? All right, you're leaving me. So go ahead. Give me some final thoughts. I'll get you out of here. I appreciate the time as always, my friend.
Pete, I'm going to finish the rest of the game here. I'm going to go ahead and have you in the background kind of listening. So I got you, with the moral support and everything else. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks a lot for having me on. Love all the callers. Everything's been really good. You can catch us live here on Wednesday night. And I'm going to say sometime between 9:30 and 10 while TJ is on, I'm going to go out and give all my picks because I can't wait for him to give me that little cross-eyed look like, really? What? I just love when TJ does that. Pete, seriously, it's been a great night. I'll catch you later. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for all the good questions. We'll talk to you soon.
And what do you say here to end off the show? What's your catchphrase here? By the way, how did you do this week on your picks?
No good, buddy.
No good? No.
No good. No good. just believe in the 88% rule. Listen, if you're following the picture, making some money. I didn't have my best week this past week because I had too many underdogs. But some of them underdogs I did give out, you made some serious coin on. As I always say, as Harry the Greek, keep your bets low and your returns high. Much love, everybody. You take care. Go Bucs, go Bears.
Boom. There you go. Mr. Harry the Greek, professional handicapper extraordinaire. Good stuff there. Open phone line 727-255-0391 and 727-255-0391. Let's go out to the one shot here. There we go. Right there. We'll go out to your comments. We'll take your phone calls as always. So much exciting stuff coming up here in the next week. Let's go out to, let's go out to the phone lines here. What's your name? Where you're calling from? You're on the Evolution.
Hey, Peter, it's me again.
What's going on, Brightside?
And I just wanted to say, I don't think we need to fire Todd Bowles.
Okay.
Because do people realize if we fire Todd Bowles, then we rebuild for the next 2 or 3 seasons?
Well, listen, I'm not ready to say that. I hope it's not a full rebuild, but you're definitely changing coaches. You're definitely changing your offensive system again. You're definitely changing your personnel. There's going to be some big-time changes. But again, around the NFL right now, the landscape is first-year coaches are doing well. So I understand there is some excitement there. There is still some talent on this team. Let's just see how it plays out. I'm not ready to say fire the coach or not until the end of the season. And we'll see if this team in the next 2 games can clinch the NFC South. And it'll be moot at this juncture if they do that. Because I think if they win the NFC South, you win at least one playoff game, I think Todd Bowles is safe. If it's not, then there will be some conversations that will be had on this show and maybe in that Buccaneer organization. Just saying.
I agree.
All right. Good stuff, my friend. Appreciate you as always. All right.
Thank you very much. Great show, Peter.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Open phone line 727-255-0391 and 727-255-0391. So let's go back out to these comments here. Again, Facebook stars are open. If you like the content, give to the content. And, of course, YouTube Super Chats. Go like and subscribe to the Sports Web. Go follow me on Instagram Live, which it seems like that's also building up. P Blake 1003, and I believe on Twitter, X, whatever the heck they're calling it now, it's Peter Blake at the Sports Web. Go follow me there. Follow me everywhere. Follow, like. I'm on LinkedIn Live also. I don't know if they're tuning in or not. So just do what I'm telling you to do. Go follow, like, keep on tuning in to the evolution of Sports Talk Television Monday and Wednesday nights before and after Bucs games, even sometimes during Bucs games, especially for away watch parties when it comes down to it. So where were we when it comes to the comments? Thank you, Saints. Absolutely. King Cook 1485. We are still not looking back. Got to take care of business Sunday, period. Alex says, if the Saints can beat them, Bucs, that's a coaching problem. King Cook, I'm going to the game and can't wait to rep for Bucs Nation. Love it, my friend. Eric says we can beat the Panthers. You definitely can beat any team in the National Football League if you play your game. We are better than the Panthers. Christopher Cole, Bulls called a pretty good game, but the players didn't execute. Good stuff. Paris says Zion was worried about getting paid and then just goes downhill. What happened? Lost the itch, and now he's on the IR. He's been put on the IR. Good comment. Oh, yeah. Alluring Dar. Congrats, Harry. Your Bears are killing it. Congrats to your Eagles. The Green Queen in the house. Appreciate you as always. Let's go out to Paris here. Baker has got to wake up. Mike D. Roche. I think the locker room is lost. We'll see. Greg Cole says still time to back your damn team. Support the coaches, players, have their six as fans. When it all plays out, there will be time to begin initiating whatever is needed to be doing moving forward in preparation for next season. For now, go Bucs, let's go. Fire the cannons, fire the cannons. The cannons right there, Mike D. Roche. Bucs season on life support. Joseph Collins says Bucs are 2.5 favorites. So what does that mean if they are a 2.5 point favorite on the road? I believe that favors the home team. I think that's the 88% rule. So we'll see if that line moves. Hopefully it doesn't always apply, but sometimes it does. Facts raised the flag was bringing back some harsh memories. Laugh out loud. I love where we are now in the mix. Let's go out to Joe Sway. Joe Sway, I know what you want to talk about. First, give me some Bucs thoughts, and then we will see what you were doing there at the owners' meetings for Orlando, with the Tampa Bay Rays. Welcome to the evolution, my friend. The pessimistic, the cynical Joe Sway on the Sports Web.
My goodness.
Yes,
what I'll tell you about that pessimistic word.
All right, I'll move you up to cynical. Is cynical good? What's that? Critical.
I'll take cynical.
I'll go critical. Critical Joe Sway. That's your name right there.
Because these pessimists here that think that this is all Tom Bowles' fault, those are the ones you need to call pessimistic, and those are the ones that need to grow a pair and call in and discuss why y'all want that coach fired. So far, I haven't heard any good reasons on why Tom Bowles should be fired. Have you?
I've not heard any good reasons, although I would say if the defense continues to falter and give up leads, that would be one of them. If the players stop playing for him, that would be another reason. But for right now, they're still in it. So we'll see. Once again, if these players, when they have their backs against the wall, how do they respond? Do they want to keep this coach? Because if these players want to truly play for this coach, they will on Sunday. They will do everything to play for him. They will do everything to execute. They will do everything in their power to be in the right position at the right time and make plays when you need to make plays like they've done the last couple years.
And it'd be the same people that want to call in and call for Kevin Cash's head, whereas Kevin Cash now, the exception of the last couple of years, has taken the team to 5 straight postseasons, which no other manager has done except for Dave Roberts. And I would think there's another manager that's taken their team to the postseason 5 straight years, but I can't think of it right now. But my point is that be careful what you wish for.
Well, that's it.
It's going to come back to haunt you.
I agree. All right. So what happened at the owners' meetings? What did you learn down there, my friend? Who did you meet? You saw Brett Phillips. Who else did you see down there? Cliff Floyd, a veteran presence that was definitely helpful in that 2008 Rays team there that went to the World Series. Of course, losing to the Philadelphia Phillies, but definitely a presence. What else did we learn down there at the owners' meetings or owners? What was it? Yeah, owners' meetings down in Orlando.
The winter meetings.
Yes, winter meetings.
So I learned firsthand that it is hard to get into the business of baseball, the business of professional sports in general. I know that. Hold on a second, Peter. I got an order to deliver real quick. So hold that thought. If you want, I'll call back.
Yeah, call me back. Yeah, if you're doing like DoorDash and I respect the hustle, Uber Eats, I'm cool with that. You want to call my show, you're in, don't affect your pay here to call the evolution of sports talk television. Call back when you got some time. I appreciate you as always. So we'll continue to read some of these comments and then we will end off for the nights. So let's see what we got here. Plenty of comments at this point. Let's see. I missed some of them. I don't want to miss them. So let's go down the list here. Again, open phone line 727-255-0391 and 727-255-0391. All right. So facts, raise the flag was bringing back some harsh memories. Laugh out loud. I love where we're at now. All right, Joe Sway, go ahead. Give it to me.
My bad. The poor lady was just standing outside while I was talking to you and didn't think that she was going to come out. But anyways, it was interesting to be in town for these meetings. Obviously, a lot did not happen other than the fact that the highlight of the winter meetings for me was meeting the those people, and then I shook up Rob Thompson's hand, the manager of the Phillies.
Okay.
Dave Dombrowski was around, and Eric Neander was interviewing for MLB Network by the time I was back there.
Nice.
And I was just, he's a busy man. It was hard for him to catch him and even take a picture with him and ask a couple questions, but it seemed like it was just you moving and shaking out there. There's one thing about baseball is that kind of like football, right? There's no off season, right? And I know that you talk about football off season being a 12-month sport. So is baseball, because as you can see during that time, you have these meetings, right? These individual meetings with owners and general managers, and they're discussing moves and free agents and trades and stuff. And it could be a circus. It could be a circus out there. And then all the reporters out there, I seen like Tim Rosenthal, JP Morosi, John Heyman, and all of them. So those are good people to see live in person. But the Rays getting the number 2 overall pick was the ultimate highlight of the winter meetings. Correct. And the Rays have to hit on this pick. There is no question about it. I know there are a couple of studs out there in the college ranks that could fit in to the Rays at number 2. I don't have the players in front of me right now, but I will as we get closer to draft time. But this is big because they had a 3% chance of getting the number 2, or they had a 3% chance of getting the number 1 overall pick, and you missed it by 1. I think that's a good day. As a Rays fan, you got to be excited about that. I know that these days with baseball now, there are going to be players that are going to be fast track to the major leagues these days. They're not going to sit in the minor leagues for years and years and years and waiting for them to get called up. You see guys that get drafted the same year, they're in the big leagues already. So this has to be it for the Rays this year, this upcoming year.
Hitting or pitching? Hitting or pitching at this point, in your opinion? What is it? Hitting or pitching?
Hitting.
All right.
Gotta have more pop in the lineup.
All right.
I know that guys like Josh Lowe and I don't know, Palacios had an injured year. I gotta have some pop in the outfield.
We got Junior Caminero. That's one piece, and Jonathan Aranda. That's another piece there. So, but you're exactly right. I think you go with hitting at this point. But knowing the Rays, they'll probably go with the best pitcher on the board. We'll see.
And who won the Bucs and Panthers game? How we do? Come on now, that's a big game. Lightning and Panthers. That's a big game tonight. And
I didn't get a chance.
On it. I'm kind of disappointed so far, Peter.
I didn't get a chance to watch it, my friend. But the Panthers won 5-2 over the Lightning. So,
damn it!
All right.
I tell you, man, that we having a problem against the hockey Panthers. Now the football Panthers, hopefully, it's a different story. But the hockey Panthers, I think they're slow out of the gate. And we still can't beat them. That's gonna be an issue down the road, especially if you see them again in the playoffs.
It's definitely been an issue because the Panthers lately have had the Lightning's number. Well, we'll see what happens. It's still early in the season. Josue, I appreciate the call. Use the second one. Feel free to come out to Tampa Joe's on Sunday, my friend. All right.
We'll see. I may take you up on that. So,
all right.
I see you out there.
I got you, brother. Appreciate you as always. All right, good stuff there. Somebody was trying to call in. We'll get out to them, and then I will get back to the comments. I promise I'll read every comment that we can at this point, trying to keep the show under 2 hours. What's your name? Where you calling from? You're on the Evolution.
Hey, Peter, it's Sarah.
Hey,
how
what's
are
up,
you?
Sarah? How you doing?
I'm good. I was listening to your show, and everybody's making the comment about firing Todd Bowles, and I agree with you guys saying be careful what you wish for. There's been a fortunate turn of events when they got rid of Dungy and brought in Gruden, which was amazing. But being a Bucs fan all my life, we've seen the other hand of the stick, and it's not pretty. So
it's not pretty.
Everybody
Remember when
needs
they
to
fired?
just
Remember when they fired
hang in
Gruden?
there.
Remember when they fired Gruden? They had Raheem Morris.
Yep.
You had Greg Schiano.
Yep.
You had Lovie Smith. You had Dirk Cutter. And then you got Bruce Arians. And then you won a Super Bowl because you got Tom Brady. And, of course, you had the team already built there for Tom Brady to come to.
I mean, and there was COVID going on, too. So there was no fans. There was, like, barely any fans. Like, it was a rough – like, that was just an off, weird year. So,
it was an off, weird year. But for you to win that and Brady's first year there in a new offense with everything coming together was amazing. It doesn't always
it's a unicorn.
Right.
I mean, you're literally looking for a unicorn, and it's like they're barely exist.
The point is, how many coaches did you go through before you got BA? That's what I don't want to happen again. I don't want this organization to turn into that. I don't think it's going to turn into that. I think there's a lot of fans out there that would like this team for some reason to turn into that. And you don't want to be one of those teams that's hiring and firing coaches every 2 to 3 years, because that means you're not a good organization. You have to have stability when it comes down to it. Just my opinion.
And I think that we're showing, though, like the structure of our team right now is that we are in it for the long haul. Like that's been what we've been preaching for a while now. So it's like they're not going to go like so sporadic like that and just switch out on bowls. And to be honest, like after Sunday was like the most emotion I've ever seen out of him. And I was kind of thankful. I was like, well, at least I know a fire is being put somewhere.
Wow.
You know, like everybody's going to feel it. And it's not for lack of fans. Like we were all there. We were all cheering our heads off.
Yeah, I mean, that's a disappointing thing. The fan atmosphere was out there for the creamsicle night. I know a lot of people don't want them to wear the creamsicle uniforms. It's just
which I can agree with.
It's just a uniform when it comes down to it. I mean, really. I mean, everybody's superstitious about it, but it's their history. They're going to have it once a year. It's just more of the defense. It's disappointing. You have that kind of atmosphere that you can't deliver. And, of course, Bowles is feeling the pressure. He's probably feeling the pressure from the Glazers. He's probably feeling the pressure because he knows that it's not getting done. And when you start out 6-2 and now you're 7-7 and you have 2 straight losses to the Saints and the Atlanta Falcons, that's just not going to get it done, especially with, trying to win that division and trying to go further than what you've done here the last couple of years. What else, Sarah?
Well, I can definitely tell you, like, from talking around to some people that I know, like, after Thursday night, like, the feeling in the building was really bad, come Friday. And then, like, this week, like, everything's turning around. Like, there's definitely a fire that's going on in the building and with the players and just staff in general. So,
wow.
I mean, I'm hoping that transfers onto the field and everything's going to work out. Like, I mean, me as a hardcore Bucs fan, like I'm always going to root for my team and my Bucs, but I know that they can pull this out. It's just, they have to know that they can do it and they have to get mad about it. So, I mean, I liked it. I liked the emotion from Bowles, and I'm not on that train to fire him because at the end of the day, he's done a really great job and there's still room. So, I mean, injury, everybody has to keep remembering, like, injuries definitely hurt us. Let's not negate that. Like Baker, I feel like he's still playing hurt right now.
Yep. He's definitely playing hurt right now. Sarah, let me invite you out to Tampa Joe's on Sunday. I don't know what you're doing, but we'll be live here on the Evolution for your away watch party. 9316 Anderson Road. I need that emotion from Bucs fans out there. I need some diehard Bucs fans to get on camera, say Tampa Bay, say why you think this team is going to beat the Panthers on Sunday. And who knows, have some wings, have a sampler with me, and we'll meet up again. So I'm inviting you out there, inviting your Bucs friends out there. Tell your Bucs friends if they want to go somewhere on Sunday to watch Bucs versus the Panthers, Tampa Joe's is the place to be. All right, my friend?
All right, Peter, man. We'll try to make it from Sarasota. You know that's a haul for us, but we'll try to get up there to see you.
I love it. Appreciate you, Sarah. As always, thanks for calling the Evolution. All right?
All right. Thanks, Peter. Stay well, man.
All right. Absolutely. Good stuff there. All the way from Sarasota. We'll see. Yeah, that's what I love about this show. Like, it's not just in the Tampa Bay area. It's not just in Sarasota. It's not just in Pasco County. It's not just in Hernando County. It's all over the United States. It's North Carolina. It's Texas. It's Ohio. It's California. It's Oregon. It's Costa Rica. It's the UK. It's Scotland. It's international. It's the Evolution. Open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. So good stuff there. I watched it. I would, if you're a Bucs fan, binge watch it, sit down and watch all 10 episodes and enjoy the history of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Beautifully done by Trent Cooper. Excellent job. Would love to have him on the show. And maybe in the future we will have him on the show, the director of that great documentary. No one's going to talk about the Bucs. Let's go out to Sun Devil Dave.
What's going on? Great job.
Thank you, man. How do we start off this show?
Thank you for wasting my time. Goodbye forever.
There you go. Sun Devil Dave. Go ahead, my friend.
Again, Bucs control the destiny. Last time I checked, they're still in first place, right?
They are still in first place.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
So take care of business against the Panthers. Again, I think when you look at the stats, I mean, the Bucs have struggled. They're 1-4 in their last 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Panthers, though, haven't been much better. I know they had that great win against the Rams, but they lost to 49ers 20-9. They lost to New Orleans back on November 9th, 17-7. They barely beat the Falcons 30-27, and then they lost against the New Orleans again. So they're 2-3 in the last 5 games. They have the second lowest QB pressure, and they're also allowing 23.8 points per game. I just think that Baker is just going to light it up. I think it's going to be a big shootout. It's probably going to be like a 35-31 game. And I think with Evans now back, getting more reps, Evans, McMillan, Baca, and a healthy Bucky and White. And I mean, that's a pretty formidable lineup. I mean, those are 7 guys that could really, I mean, if I was defense, I'd be a little bit nervous.
Well, listen,
Seriously,
Carolina,
if they're all healthy.
They have a good
and Godwin,
defense.
too.
They have a good front line there, so they're going to get after it. They have 2 guys in there by the name of Brown. One is Bobby Brown. It's my prerogative. I'll say that joke a couple times there.
There you go.
And then also you've got Derek Brown, who's finally healthy. Both of those hosses, as my uncle would say, those defensive tackles will definitely give that Bucs interior line fits. And then they got some guys on the outside, and of course they've got Horn, who's a corner. I mean, they've got a pretty solid defense. So we'll see how it turns out. But I think it favors definitely this Bucs team. If you can give Baker Mayfield time, and you can definitely hit those weapons. And knowing Mike Evans' history, he's always shown up in those critical big time games against the Carolina Panthers.
Absolutely.
He's done that.
Absolutely.
And that's who I expected to do
and,
it on Sunday.
All these people, they want to jump off the bandwagon. If they want to go over to Jacksonville and listen to your buddy, Duval.
Oh my God. Yeah.
But look, don't jump off the bandwagon. Do you like that?
Yeah. It's great.
Yeah, like whatever.
Yeah.
But look, it could be worse. Look, the Colts were picked to go to the Super Bowl, right? They lose Daniel Jones. They lose Sauce Gardner.
Mm-hmm.
Where are they at now? They got Phillip there, which I'd like to add. That game was probably one of the most phenomenal play games. I mean, I know he didn't win, but you got a guy that's 45 years old that was sitting on the couch last week. He gets picked up, goes on a practice squad. He starts a professional game, hasn't thrown a ball in 5 years, and basically nearly wins the game. He drives the Colts to a potential game-winning field goal with like 30 seconds left.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Phillip Rivers, that's probably one of the most, that is impressive, beyond impressive.
It is impressive. I mean,
he's not even in shape. He hasn't played football in 5 years.
He looks
and he almost beats
250 or 260.
A Seattle team.
Well, listen,
that was picked to also go to the Super Bowl. This was on a garbage, 1-14 team.
Right.
This is a team that's number 2 seed in the NFC, and he went toe to toe, and that's just amazing. I'm just hats off to Phillip Rivers, and I don't know if they're going to win any more games this year because they got the Niners next week, and they got a tough road to get in the playoffs.
This is how you're able to win games. It's a good point, right? So you got Phillip Rivers is about 250, 260, not necessarily in the best shape because he's been a high school football coach. You have him as a DLG quarterback. You have him a la is a Peyton Manning for the Denver Broncos. You depend on your defense. You depend on Jonathan Taylor. You make the throws that you need to make. You don't turn over the ball. You don't put yourself in those situations. You have enough weapons. They can win some games. They are dangerous enough to do it. But that's the recipe for success. You depend on your defense. You depend on your running game. Don't turn over the ball. I think Phillip Rivers can play that, and I think Indianapolis can be a dangerous team, although I think the Houston Texans could be head and shoulders the best team right now that nobody is really talking about, and especially with Kansas City
and the Jaguars too.
And
Sunshine.
I still like Houston and what they're doing there with that defense. So those edge rushers with Anderson and, of course, Hunter, CJ Stroud playing at a high level. No matter who you put in at running back, you're productive. The wide receiving options on the outside. I like what Houston's doing in the AFC. They are a scary team. And look out for Buffalo because that was a big win yesterday. Over New England.
They're down 21-0.
Everything is wide open now because the Kansas City Chiefs have been eliminated. And then on top of it, you lose Patrick Mahomes to a torn ACL for not only this year, but possibly half of next year. So a big-time loss for them. And then Micah Parsons for the Green Bay Packers.
He's out.
That's a killer. Injuries are
But
part
again,
of the game.
when these guys go all out and they criticize our GM saying, oh, he didn't make trades. And look what the Packers and Colts did. They gave up their top two. What didn't they give up first and second round picks for the next 2 years?
Yes.
So they gave up the farm, and now they lost their two best players. They lost three. I mean, Colts lost two great players, and the Packers lost their best defensive player. So again, nothing is guaranteed when you make these huge trades and you give up the farm. So let's give it up to Light, who plays it the way he plays it. The last time I checked, the Bucs control their destiny. Take care of business. Win Sunday. Win next Sunday. Then they don't have to worry about the last, week 18. Just take care of winning these next two games and they're in.
Love it.
They win. That's all it's about. Hey, watch that. I watched the first 3 episodes of that Prime. That is amazing.
It's amazing. I watched all 10 episodes this weekend. I needed a motivation. I got
so
it.
Good.
How do we end this call off?
Okay, I'll let you go. Thank you for wasting my time. Goodbye forever. I'll see you on Sunday, all right?
See you on Sunday, my friend. I appreciate the time as always, all right? Good stuff there. He comes out to Tampa Joe's. We're going to cut off the phone line because I know you want to call in, but I want to read these comments because I continue to say, we're going to read the comments, keep it under 2 hours, and then we don't do that. So let's do that right now. Exactly, Harry. They aren't real Bucs fans. King Cook, facts. We are in first damn place. Rally behind our team, folks. Stop being so damn pessimistic. Love it. Right there. Eric says Mike Evans upset, care about the veterans. Broadway says, hey, Peter and Harry, thank you for tuning in. As always, Saints have something in their young quarterback. Bucs need to fire Bowles. Is a safety hazard. Bowles reminds me of Dennis Allen. For the Saints, terrible defensive. Saints terrible, but good defensive coordinator, unmotivated to motivate. I think that's what you said there. Mike D. Roche, I don't mind Todd Bowles losing it to the team. They need to wake the F up. Kyle says, Harry, don't even get me started on Lovie Smith because I have not once seen him take a team and make them better since I started watching the NFL. That's coming from me as a Bears fan. Eric, Mike D. Roche's agree. King Cook, facts, Peter. Mike always has big games against the Kitty Cats. King Cook again. Bryce is not throwing the ball like an elite quarterback, though. Man, hasn't even had a 200-yard game this year. That won't be enough. Nick, go Bucs. Love it. Had a good break with New Orleans beating their favorite Panthers. Have to take advantage of that. Bucs have to play their season the next 3 games. Take the first 2 should be then, but then you have to play to win. Play like no tomorrow. Defense has to step up notch or 2. Offense 30+. I like that right there. 30+ for this offense is definitely possible. Tough matchup versus the Panthers defense, but I think he can get it done. Jim Melvin says, how important is it that the Panthers have a minus 53 point differential? That says something hopeful to me. Good point there, Jim. Saints will win the division next year, 11-6. Panthers 8-9. Bucs 6-11. Falcons 5-12. Mike Evans is washed up. Bucs are past their prime. Baker carried you guys from nothing to something this year. Good luck. Who that? I see that you're a Saints fan. Congratulations on the win yesterday. It seems like you do have something in that rookie quarterback. We'll see what happens. We don't care about next season right now, sir. Dan Don Wills 8-2. Hey, Peter. Hey to you. Thank you very much. Bell. Baker needs reinforcements. Has them. Defense definitely 100% needs work. Panthers win the division 9-8. Bucs are going to get a can of whoop ass from the Panthers. Are hungry to win. Bucs lost the last 6 out of 7. Thank you. Thank you very much. I think that's Broadway right there. What's the status of Cansey playing? We're not sure yet. We'll see what happens. Panthers defense is elite. Bell says, love you guys. You're the best. Thank you. Absolutely. Thank you. What about Shula? Chris Shula, the defensive coordinator of the Rams. That's been talked about. Let's see now. Baker has all the weapons back. Go outscore every opponent, period. Let's stop with the cap. Excuses for his play. Time to man up. Mike, the Raise the Flag documentary on Prime is awesome. Bell, time to play for life and death of the team. Oh, and he's drunk. Eric says, fire, fire, fire. All circle. We did at the beginning of the year. So fire the defensive coach of the year. Can you do that? Yeah. It's personnel issue because we had it in the beginning of the year. Eric, I don't know what that is. I guess you're trying to say you're going to fire the coach. Okay. All right. So let's go out to Chris Cole. If Bowles stays, he needs to hire new, younger coaches on defense. Mitch says, don't fire him now after the season. Yes, he doesn't put him in a good position. He doesn't work with the talent he has. That's what coach does. He can't do it. That's why he's a 500 coach. Let's face it. And his game coaching has cost us some games that doesn't help. Race to 3. We have been there before, so we have the experience, and now the offense will get better. Defense, we are screwed. So we'll see. The weak teams are destroying us. King Cook, I'm glad Bowles called the team out. Players respond when that happens. Dave says, being here 13 miles from Charlotte, these Panther fans think the Bucs are done and are counting this game Sunday as a win. It's time for the Bucs to come to Charlotte, punch the Panthers in the mouth, and take the game.
Wait up, little boy. Wait up.
Let's go out to King Cook. Justin Herbert, surgically repaired hand, came back the next, been starting ever since. 40-plus-year-old Aaron Rodgers, broken wrist, missed a week. Still starting Baker. I don't want to hear the excuses. That's fair. Get it done. He's still dealing with the shoulder injury, but we'll see. Mike Evans, baby, he's back. LFG. Big body Mike was cooking Thursday night in that fourth quarter. Baker should have just kept telling Mike, just run deep. I'll throw it to you. You have to just throw it up there. Mitch says, I agree. We have the talent, no discipline or motivation on defense. We got the offensive talent back. We will move in the ball better. I think we will win out. We have been down this road before. If we don't fire Bowles, we are not a 500 team. We have the talent. They're going to have to double team Evans. He's a monster. Bowles just gets out-coached, and the defense is so terrible. Mitch again. Good show. Hello from Deadwood, South Dakota. Thank you. The reason we will win is Evans is back. We are going to have to score a lot. Godwin is a benefit. He's getting back to form. Love it. Thank you. Deadwood, South Dakota. I think you were trying to call before. Call back on Wednesday. Appreciate the call. If you were, thoughts on Barton's play lately? Hasn't been good. It's been rough. Let's give 2 tickets away. Absolutely. Thank you. Big announcement next Wednesday. If the Bucs win on Sunday, we give away 2 free tickets in the 300 sections, but 2 free tickets on the Evolution for your last game of the season, which may be important. Who knows? Bucs will win. They will be pissed off. Bucs added linebacker Anthony Walker from the Colts to our practice squad. Can he help us? Anything can help at this point. Johnny Moon, thank you very much for tuning in. Yeah. I think Light has to share blame. No coach could win with this talent on defense. Light knew he had issues. Gets Reddick, who had a sack last year, and a 5th-round defensive end who got hurt. Tristan, get off the headset, man. Laugh out loud. PJ Walker. Excuses cause bruises. Good coaches, good developers of talent don't make excuses. They make champions. Okay. Name me a D player who left and flourished anywhere. We stink at drafting D players. Chula, do you think he would leave McVay? It's a good point. Plus, Kyler loves video games more than studying film. That's a problem for the NFL starting quarterback. Bell, new school of football is Madden trained mentalities, but nobody ever talks about that. That's a whole article we're waiting to be written. Good stuff. Thank you for tuning in, as always. Eric says, because we can't get over the hump. That's the same thing what happened to Dungy. He couldn't get over the hump. That's why we were all in on Gruden. And then once Gruden couldn't get over the hump, you wanted him fired too. Look, we're having that. Go Bucs. Absolutely go Bucs.
Fire the cannon!
Yes, I'm calling in. I see that. Real David Zuzman. They blame Todd Bowles because most fans are blinded when it comes to evaluating Jason Light. Todd Bowles did an amazing job in the last 4 years, but it's impossible to overcome Light's incompetence. Fire Todd Bowles, says Van Houselife. Knew it was coming. Everyone's shadow was here. Sarah, I'm hearing there is fire at One Buck Place right now. I've seen more emotion, more passion from Bowles now than ever. You cannot miss as many first and second round picks and sign only third stringers. And free agency, leave a lot of holes in the roster. Never pursue trades that are available. Light is incompetent in many levels. Sarah says it's called the division win. That's how we get it. It's totally doable. Go Bucs, go Bucs.
Fire the cannon!
I'm with Zuzman, says Johnny Moon. They did the job. Change does not always have to be bad. Remember that. Whether they win or not, change is imminent. Very true. The Greek is right. Jason Light is way more responsible for this regression than Bowles. Let's see. And Covington, fear not, the players will get to the playoffs. We won that trade. Facts, homie. Facts. Even when it's clear as day, now they're still yelling fire Bowles. Absolutely. Eric, plus $8 million in cash and COVID. King Cook. Bowles was frustrated last year because he did have the players he wanted. He made that known by clearly some weren't listening. Laugh out loud. Breaking news: Bucs win, Bowles loses. Is absolutely correct. They definitely got a lot of lemons. They need more sugar. I think you just said the answer. Have Todd Bowles hire the new coach. That's not going to happen. Light needs to let Bowles pick some players he wants on draft day for the defense. I think they definitely were doing that. Todd Bowles, talk Bowles when the season is over. Agree on Cohen. Let's see. Why does this caller Alex cut in and out? Have no idea. And so announce the winners and give the tickets away when he gets back. I'll read the rest of these comments. Have them ready for me on Wednesday. I want to wrap it up there. Thanks a lot to all the guests for the night. Mr. Harry the Greek, professional handicapper extraordinaire, and Mike Cairns from Spectrem Sports 360. We'll be back on Wednesday night at 9 o'clock with the media icon, Mr. TJ Reeves of the Buccaneer Radio Network. Like and subscribe to the Sports Web on YouTube. Friend me on Facebook at Peter H. Blake, and do 3 things here as we wrap it up for the night. Bring your passion, bring your excitement, just don't bring any nonsense. Once again, I'm your host, Peter Blake, your Rolex reporter. What time is it? It's my time. And for fans of the Sports Web and the Tampa Bay sports fan, it's your time. We'll see you next time on the evolution of Sports Talk Television. And as we always say to end off this show, go Bucs.